The Friends of Ancient Cemetery, formed in 2019 as an all-volunteer grassroots organization with a mission to preserve, protect, and promote the historical and cultural significance of Yarmouth's oldest burying ground. Early on, we arranged for a drone overview of Ancient Cemetery, which was compiled in this photograph, as you see here, by photographer Maria Ferrari. The date 1639, which represents the establishment of the first meeting house or church on the site, is carved on the granite post at the cemetery entrance. A community burial place is thought to have been established at approximately the same time. The earliest surviving gravestone is that of Margaret Miller, who died in 1698, although there are undoubtedly many earlier unmarked burials. To date, 20 volunteers have contributed more than 5,000 volunteer hours cleaning, documenting, and photographing 1,300 plus gravestones. When you know what goes into the cleaning, documenting, and record-keeping process, this result is even more amazing. Volunteers tell us that they stay with the program because they are learning something new and feel that they are making a tangible and rewarding contribution to the Cape community. Many are drawn to the up-close and personal connection to history. It is very satisfying to clean dirt and lichen from an illegible stone, to expose a name, a date, perhaps a carved symbolic design or added epitaph in memory of someone who lived here and died so long ago. Cleaning a gravestone first involves an initial safety assessment to make sure the stone is stable and free of dangerous cracks, then a before documenting photograph with lots and lots of water and a gentle scrubbing and scraping to remove much of the surface dirt and lichen as possible. This first effort is followed by a more focused cleaning with attention to carved lettering detail and motifs, then another good rinse and an application of D2. The D2 solution is highly effective for removing stains caused by mold, mildew, algae, lichens, and air pollutants. The sequence is repeated as many times as necessary to achieve a clean, readable marker ready for an after photo. For some stones, a small footstone, for example, it might take less than 30 minutes to clean, record, and photograph a stone. For most others, the start to finish cleaning usually takes several hours, or for some of the large granites or intricately carved slates, an entire summer of repeated effort. Every situation is different. The D2 product we use is a pH-neutral, biodegradable cleaner recommended by stone conservators. It has been tested and used by the Department of Veterans Affairs and the National Park Service for years and is the only cleaning product in use for this project. Other necessary cleaning supplies include several types of soft brushes, various size plastic scrapers, wooden picks, and an unlimited amount of water. The cost of most of these materials is covered by the town CPA grant. Slate, marble, and granite each require slightly different cleaning techniques. While the white marble stones often display the most dramatic improvement, once the accumulated dirt and lichen are removed, older slate gravestones also achieve the desired goal: to read and record the chiseled record of someone's life. The recorded gravestone data is ultimately passed along to 4 genealogy volunteers who do the research to produce family records for every adult individual interred in Ancient Cemetery. To date, these volunteer efforts have resulted in 1,179 individual family records. The genealogies, along with the original data sheets, photos, etc., are on file with the town's cemetery department in the DPW office. We were surprised to find no complete or accurate map of Ancient Cemetery's oldest area. Shortly before the upheaval and restrictions of COVID, 2 volunteers began work on a comprehensive map inventory. Efforts were made to locate, collect, and inventory the maps for every town of Yarmouth cemetery. From janitors' closets, desk drawers, storage areas, and old map cases, more and more cemetery maps appeared. Yarmouth maintains 7 public cemeteries: Ancient, Baptist, Chandler Gray, Georgetown, Methodist, Pine Grove, and Route 28 Woodside. All the collected cemetery maps were measured, and any identifying information, condition, dates, project numbers, etc., were entered into a comprehensive color-coded spreadsheet inventory. Using designated CPA grant funds, the Friends purchased appropriate map cases and hired a professional archivist to help organize and create digital records and photographs of the more than 167 maps in the still growing town collection. Archivist Kelsey Cronin created a PowerPoint summary of the laborious process and left us a detailed digital catalog of the results. This illustrated inventory now resides with the town of Yarmouth. The working map of Ancient Cemetery shows a large empty area in the southeast corner marked simply as unknown. Well-publicized selectmen's records from 1826, close to 200 years ago, indicate that this section at the corner of Winter and Center Streets was to be set aside for people of color, which at the time included African Americans, mulattoes, and Native Americans. Since there are few gravestones to indicate whether or not this segregating edict was ever carried out, and to find out if future burials might take place in the seemingly unoccupied area, GPR and LiDAR scans were carried out to determine the possible location of unmarked burials. The results indicate multiple potential burials in the far corner of the section. The Friends hope to place a marker in the area to commemorate those unknowns. An important focus of our mission has always been the conservation and repair of endangered gravestones. To that end, the professional team of Fannin Lehner preservation consultants have come annually to do as much repair work as our funding supports. The dramatic results represent many hours of expertise. For this stone, they had to search for missing or buried broken pieces, chip away failed concrete, plaster, or unknown previous repair materials, measure and drill each piece, secure an alignment with non-reactive pins, epoxy the sections, assuring structural integrity, a final resetting, leveling, and filling of the sealed exposed seams, an incredibly labor-intensive and slow process. For example, it took several days to complete the repairs and resetting of Oliver Gorham's endangered marble tablet. The repaired and reset marker attests to a successful outcome. Many more such stones need help. 2 important components of every preservation effort are: 1, to ensure all repaired stones are completely clean, level, and secure in appropriate bases, and 2, to maintain detailed documentation of each step in the preservation process. The town receives a comprehensive report from the conservators detailing their work on each repaired stone. In 2025, we hope to obtain funding to provide professional training for 6 volunteers to learn how to safely and correctly reset Ancient Cemetery's many endangered footstones. The success of the Friends Project depends on the ongoing dedication of our volunteers. When we interview, train, supply, and monitor each new volunteer, we invest in their commitment to the project. Volunteers meet twice annually for some food, fun, and an analysis of the data they have collected during the summer, as well as an overview of ongoing programs and projects. Volunteer Deb Bianchi spearheaded our traditional end-of-the-season Daffodil Planting Day. In spite of some miserable weather, 5 dedicated volunteers planted last year's crop of 300 plus daffodils along the Winter Street fence in the rain, and every one of them came up to bloom this spring. Judy Trainer produced a QR-coded walking tour that tells the story of some of Ancient Cemetery's 31 men who were lost at sea. Nancy Mumford led a genealogy workshop to help volunteers understand vital principles of research as well as how to utilize local resources and online repositories. Nancy has taken over our social media presence and is in charge of the Friends website as well. The Friends arranged for the Boston Tea Party participant Joseph Bassett to be commemorated with a Tea Party medallion and appropriate dedication ceremony on a lovely day in 2023 at the cemetery. Continuing education remains an important component of the Friends volunteer program. During the COVID shutdown, Maria Ferrari helped volunteers create a series of videos to take the place of our previous in-person talks and workshops. 14 of these videos are now shared on our website. Epitaphs, the added verses and sentiments included on more than 200 ancient cemetery gravestones, have been transcribed, documented, and their literary or biblical source noted wherever possible. This information is included in a separate spreadsheet inventory. The Friends-sponsored artist Jessie Marcellet, who demonstrated and explained the technical and artistic components of gravestone carving to an appreciative audience at the Captain's Bangs Hallett House in 2023. As part of our volunteer enrichment effort, a group of volunteers were able to learn more and try their hands at carving slate when we visited Jessie's studio for a guided afternoon workshop. The Friends hosted a month-long exhibit at Sturgis Library that included art, photographs, and other display material that highlighted our activities, as well as a well-attended summer exhibit at the Captain Bangs Hallett House Museum in Yarmouthport. And a stunning display featuring photographs and Judy Trainer's foil art in the vault space during the Yarmouth Cultural Center's History of Yarmouth exhibit. Data is at the heart of our project. Cemetery volunteers fill out a detailed 2-sided data sheet for every individual named on a gravestone. These data sheets, photographs, and genealogies make up a file for each person. A comprehensive spreadsheet having 45 separate fields codifies the information from each data sheet. There are additional spreadsheet headings that identify veterans, endangered stones, problematic cemetery find records, any death locations or cause of death information on the stone, and the computer-calculated death age. When no actual age is included on the gravestone, a computer program calculates the age from the given birth and death dates. The spreadsheet data is available on the Town of Yarmouth Cemetery page link as well as on the Friends of Ancient Cemetery website. A printed brochure as well as a brief narrated video give explicit step-by-step instructions on how to access and use the spreadsheet information. The original handwritten data sheets and printed genealogies produced by our volunteers are currently filed in Bill Bullock's DPW office in a dedicated file cabinet purchased by the Friends and are accessible for researchers. Each year, we produce a series of 10 to 15 new graphs that are visual summaries of the gravestone data recorded by cemetery volunteers. This is a visual breakdown of the proportion of slate, marble, and granite markers cleaned at the end of 2023. Here, death count by year by century demonstrates the stones cleaned to date by color-coded century. The dominance of the 19th century stones is clearly illustrated in this graph. Death month data indicates the number of deaths that occurred in each month. Beware of October. Heed the message of the popular epitaph, "Be thou ready." Another aspect of our research has identified and expanded knowledge on the many early gravestone carvers who produced the cemetery's wide variety of graven images. A brief introduction to each carver and his work is posted on the Friends website, friendsofancientcemetery.org. Jabez Fisher and his son William, who lived and worked on nearby Pine Street in Yarmouthport, produced a great many of the 19th century stones in Ancient Cemetery. Their lettering and carved urn and willow motif becomes recognizable, just like the handwriting of an old friend. The well-known Boston sculptor Joseph Millmore signed Ancient Cemetery's lovely stone for Zipporah Wilder with its beautiful rose wreath. As more and more Ancient Cemetery gravestones are cleaned, other carver signatures are being uncovered. We have an online social media presence on Facebook, an extensive website, and hope to produce an occasional newsletter. And a printed series of brochures, bookmarks, and Lost at Sea tour cards have helped introduce Ancient Cemetery to a broader community and researchers. A small online shop offers logo mugs, a puzzle collage, and photo art. Any proceeds help to support volunteer activities. The Friends were honored to be one of 2 nationally recognized recipients of the Association for Gravestone Studies Oakley Award, given in recognition of the Friends' achievements, which reflects the mission of AGS. Many of these projects and programs would not have been possible without the financial support from the Town of Yarmouth CPA grants, monies from Mass Cultural Council and the Mid-Cape Cultural Council. Bob Kelly, the Historical Society of Old Yarmouth, and the Yarmouth Historical Commission have also provided valuable encouragement and support. Thanks to Melanie Barron, who has written, defended, and managed these accounts. Since we have no dues, we are grateful for grant funding and occasional donations, which have kept our projects afloat. We are a very small grassroots group of community volunteers, but we represent the wealth of energy, ingenuity, and positive contributions that volunteer groups such as ours can make. These numbers are great indicators of our progress. The Friends have been so fortunate to work with cemetery foreman Bill Bullock. Bill has supported and facilitated our projects at every turn. We could not have done any of this without his cooperation. Thank you, Bill. We also enjoyed a partnership with Yarmouth's DPW and the support of Jeff Colby and his staff. Ancient Cemetery's carved gravestones document the art and attitudes of Yarmouth's religious, cultural, and military history. It is a very valuable asset to this town. Thank you for your awareness and for your continued support of the Friends' mission to preserve, protect, and promote Ancient Cemetery, Yarmouth's outdoor museum. We welcome your questions and comments anytime. We can be contacted through our website at friendsofancientcemetery.org.